this thing. Ready to get something on that wax.
Another session with the bros. BrosTalk. Where the beer's ice cold. BrosTalk. Another session with the bros. BrosTalk. Come and tell us what you know. BrosTalk.
Yo, yo, yo. What up, world? What up, peoples and troopers out there? It's your boy, T. Broski. I got my main man, King Dano, in the building with me. And this is BrosTalk.
Oh, dang.
Hey, man. As per usual, we got the guy, the fella, the homie with us. Hey, man, shouts out to Lando, you know? Shouts out to him.
Been a long time.
Shouts out to him. You know what I mean?
No, he's rooting now.
What?
No, he's rooting against me, so.
Well, before we get into that,
Mm-hmm.
our guest is here. Our frequent guest, frequent flyer, frequent frequenter.
We
back to it.
did the same thing last time with the frequent.
Yeah, I'm back to
But
it.
either way, appreciate y'all for having me. Corey, for those of y'all who don't know.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
But yeah, back to Lando. Shouts out to you. I mean, shouts out to Lando. That's my boy.
But why no shots
Yeah,
out?
I just know he's a hater, so.
Hater Lando.
Yeah, that's it.
Fed and
If you know,
Fetid hater? Boy, federale and a hater. Damn, Lando. I ain't know it was like that.
So you speaking to the mic? My God, damn.
You got to put it out there for everybody to know. Hey, man, how y'all boys doing today, man? This blessed day.
I'm doing great.
Mm,
same. I can't complain.
can't complain.
No stories to tell.
No stories to tell?
No nothing. Just another day.
Well, I got a good story to tell.
I was at work till
And here
like
goes.
6:30, so
Yeah,
pretty much left work and came here.
yeah. Well, I got in between our life of podcasting. You know, I'm a normal guy, so things happen in my life.
Debatable.
Oh, okay.
You
But
know?
I'm with you.
I didn't
Debatable.
know you did other things.
Yeah, I don't do anything really, but when I do things,
Well, everybody do this.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and when I choose to do
Okay.
those things that
Okay.
I do, I run into strange individuals. And I ain't gonna say every day, but maybe people just don't listen, right? I go to
Definitely don't listen.
this establishment to eat. Well, how can I take your order? I say, let me get number 1 with no onions.
Is that the meal?
Man, it's like you've been there. Man, that drives me insane.
I said the
I
number
said the
one
number-
is all this. Oh, I'm with, now go for it.
That's the number 1, right? That's the
It's
number
all-
1. Everything that's on there.
Everything that's
You should be asking me what size and what
that
drink.
should be
That's
immediate
it.
Next thing, whoever trained you that way, it's stupid.
So
It's
to
flat out stupid.
play devil's advocate,
There's no.
There is none.
Go for it.
I guarantee you there have been times where people are like, let me get a number 1.
Mhm.
And then they ended up getting the whole meal, or they charge them for a whole meal. And they're like, yo, I just wanted the Big Mac.
Well, they're stupid too.
I agree with that. But I think the restaurant is like, you know what? It's the same thing like if you call IT and you're like, what's the first question they ask? Is it plugged in? And everyone gets mad, but
No,
You
but
gotta
that's a
understand, like-
troubleshooting question, though. That's a troubleshooting question for somebody.
and sometimes trying to get someone's order right is a troubleshooting
no, it's
question.
not, bro. I
they
just
can't-
told you what I wanted.
Right, you did.
You're exactly.
But they don't know that you know
I
that
just
you're not an idiot.
said it. I just said it. There's nothing else you can tell me.
If I go to anywhere and ask, what does the number 1 consist of? They're gonna tell you a
Burger,
burger,
fries.
a fry, and a drink.
Right.
So if I say I want the number 1
I'm getting
burger,
a
the
fry, a
and the
drink. Size.
I agree with you. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate that
Matter of fact-
may be the only reason I can think
And I'm
of.
even try to upsell. I'm good on that. Because I'm going to let
Come
you
on,
know,
large.
hey, let me get a number one, large, with no onions, no tomatoes, whatever you do.
That way they can't upsell you. It's already large.
That way, exactly. I know what I want.
No, look,
If
man,
I want medium,
that's just as bad as the people asking for the receipts at Walmart. But I'll be honest.
oh, yeah, had that
Since we had that kind of, it hasn't happened no more. I haven't. I think people I think they tuned in. Shouts out to people in Killeen that tuned in. You know what I mean?
That too. Shout out.
Shout out to them people
No,
that
you
tuned
just,
in.
just
It's
walk
like,
different than me. I ain't got time for that shit today. Look, don't even look.
You know what's crazy?
First of all, why you even checking if you have an option not to print it out? You go to self-checkout. Since we just going to round things on, like go to self-checkout.
Well, it's in your email. It's email, print. Wait, do it say?
Yeah,
It says
there's no receipt.
It says no receipt, email, or email and print.
Yep.
Damn.
Guess what? I ain't showing you shit on my email.
Even if I did get it.
Walk right about it. And best believe, you feel like I've stole something, I'm not going to argue with you, but just know you better be right.
Just imagine being the person that you got your kids with you and shit, and you just walking out and they're like, "Hey, let me check this shit." You're like, what? Check my shit, motherfucker. And they doing, and then there's 2 pieces of candy that your kids got. Oh man, I'll pay for that. It's like, no, it's too late now.
Like a Hello Kitty watch
I
or
ain't
something like that.
He did. I didn't
This
steal
watch
it.
actually takes you just over the misdemeanor.
Damn, it's fucking 38, 35, man. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go to
man.
the cameras and tell me if I stole that.
Well, technically, you didn't walk out the store,
All right then. I
so
don't even
it's
know
not
it's
even
not
stealing until you walk out the store too.
Yeah, it just something.
Now it was
So technically, it should have the people that's doing the receipts outside the store.
I think, yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay,
think they'll still
outside,
tackle you inside the store, though. If you're getting
That's
right
illegal.
up to the exit.
That's illegal though.
I don't know the legality of it. I've just seen it.
Shouts
they
out
did
to
that at
Sears. If y'all remember, if y'all was in Killeen at any point in time, there was a Sears here, right? Shouts out to this big ass white dude named Scott. He was fucking people up, man. 100%.
Yeah,
Fucking people up. He was bragging about it. I don't even care. He just
chasing people outside.
outside.
Got
Man,
in
he
their
jumped
car.
in a truck one
Yeah.
time and rode around Marlboro.
Mall cop.
No, not even a mall cop.
I know he's an LP, but just step on it.
He's less than. He has to
Once they're
report
in
to
a
the.
vehicle,
He
they
has to
should be on
report to
gun.
the Paul Blarts. Mm-hmm. That he's supposed to be like, the Paul Blarts
I
come to
know.
him like, "Hey,
I know it.
what happened?"
What's a high-ranking officer like yourself suggests we do?
Yeah, like, come on, man. That dude was crazy. But that brings me to our first topic: attacking people. Joel Embiid. First of all, that's a big ass dude, man.
Yeah.
It's a big guy, man. That's it.
So I can't be going out hitting people, but I'm with you.
So story is he is I can't text it to you.
It was a report.
Oh, yeah,
There was a report about.
No, I'm trying to log into this. My bad.
Oh, they were talking about the Embiid thing.
No, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, a reporter had wrote a column about him, referencing his son and his late brother who passed away. And Joel B took exception to that. So when he seen him, he had to let him know.
Yeah, which
Sure.
is
That's yeah.
In a nice way, I'm sure.
Well, don't. If you're here to judge my job, then let's just talk about my job. Once you bring my family in, then
that's the passion. Yeah, my bad.
you can cross the line.
Yeah, so and that's what some people were saying, right? So, the reporter said something about him, and brought his family members into it.
He wrote it.
And Joel Embiid was on the show the next day or whatever, the day before the incident happened. Yeah, and he stated this guy by name, and pretty much said like, "Hey man, it's I don't like what you did. I don't respect what you did. What you did is not basketball in any type of way, and it's actually he said it was up, but you could tell he didn't have good energy from that interaction or that guy's words, right?
Yeah.
Next, that guy gets a press pass to be back there with the players, and then supposedly Joel Embiid allegedly attacked this guy. First they came out and said he punched him, Then they tried to clear it up and say that he just like shoved him in the neck or whatever like that.
I think it was
Good
post
old
game.
neck show.
Yeah.
It was post game, yeah, where they get the interview player.
They,
One thing again,
I was about to say they let him interview him. Like that's a bad decision.
That's-
Joel Embiid,
but I'm sure
Joel
they're just in
Embiid's
the area.
hurt. He wasn't even playing.
he was just it just so happened to be like he walked by somebody's talking crazy, and then most of the time you don't get the opportunity to see these guys, and then you see the guy that said something. You're full of emotion.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Again, I'm not saying that he's right for attacking. I think that people. I hate this. I think that you do have the right to have your emotions and do whatever your emotions invoke to a certain extent. I think everything should start off with words, meaning that if you disagree with what somebody said, then you walk up and tell them. Now you can walk up to them and grab them by their neck and say, or not, you walk up to them and say, "Hey, motherfucker, you ever say something like that again? I'll bust your head." Why? You know what I mean? You can walk up and say whatever you want, and dictate it on what you say, or excuse me, how you say what you say is going to dictate how the conversation is going to go. So you say something crazy, that person addresses you crazy, now y'all have to fisticuffs. Or you say something respectfully, sternly, saying that you disagree with that person. That person says, "Oh, I didn't feel it. I didn't know that you felt that way. My apologies." And then y'all go about your way. But in those type of situations, when you bring a family, I think that for a professional athlete, I think you've crossed the line. In the sense where you open the door. I'm not gonna say for him to do anything, but you definitely open the door for some type of behavior that you may not even know is gonna come.
Yeah, I don't get why he even would say that.
And again, like
why he feel that is something that he needs to comment on.
Yeah, like
This
if
is
you're going
weird
to
to me.
reference,
that.
I can pull the quote up, but I'll paraphrase it. He was talking about how Joel Embiid dedicates the game and stuff like that to his son and his late brother. Then the next column he wrote, well, the first thing you got to do is show up to. Let me read it. He's like,
You got to show up to the game. Yeah, you got to play. And he's saying that he don't put his effort in. So if you're dedicating this to your son and your brother, then put an effort in and show that you're really dedicating to him, or you don't really give a damn about it. Now, granted, what he's saying is based off of what somebody else has said. But for me, that's not a conversation for you to have on the TV. If you don't know that man personally, you can't have these conversations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have these conversations at all. And then that brings me to the next point where why did y'all have him back there as a team? Like press, social media, all that shit is something to y'all. So if he got on social media and said, I don't care about Philly at all. Philly sucks. I don't ever want to play for them ever again. You don't think that the people, that the staff of Philly is going to see that somebody's going to notice that and say, man, hey, you don't see what Joel said? This is crazy. So the same thing, like y'all watched what happened. He said this guy by name and y'all still let him back there.
Yeah.
And now y'all punishing this man because y'all allowed something to happen. Which to me, this is a professional athlete.
Well, they're not punishing, but it's just rules. Like,
again, I get the punishment happens because as a man, he has to stand up and own up to what happened.
I mean,
what he did.
Yeah,
but
like morally,
as a team, you got to stop and say, "Hey, man, wait, hold on, not this week, brother."
he has press pass.
I can take that, and what they say, people have been taking their press pass away for less than that.
I have certain deals, stuff like that. As an owner, I expect my player.
So you don't think that Joel Embiid is more important than whatever deal you have with this reporter and whatever's going on? I don't know what Joel Embiid's contract is, but I'm pretty sure he's over a $50, $60 million man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a max contract. I'm not saying that dealing is more important. I'm saying that just with the media, it's certain rights and contracts that are signed. And I expect you, as a max player, you understand that you're going to get hate mail. You're going to get all this. You can't go out and punch everybody who says that. That's why we have rules in place not to. Me personally, I would have done the same thing if I was Joel Embiid. Punch you right in the face. You talk about any of my dead relatives, I'm punching you right in the mouth. When I see you, if you're far away, I'm gonna let you know. And next time I see you, as soon as you get in range, I'm punching your shit in.
Don't come in here with your hands up. Hey.
Yep. And as an owner, you can't do that. I need you, because I'm paying you $60 million a year.
Yeah.
To understand that you're gonna get this stuff and it's under contract. He's gonna come. Hey, I might tell the guys, hey, keep an eye out. He didn't beat the guy up, he punched him. That means people were close enough to stop it, but you are expecting that max player to be able to not punch him.
I mean, I agree, but I still feel like the team let him down in that sense where y'all have the ability to take away press passes for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it I'm not saying I'm not saying take away his press pass forever. I'm just saying let the shit cool down a little bit at least. We all know what he said. It's not like he said again. Like I would assume that the team doesn't feel like he did anything wrong. That's why you didn't take his press pass away. Because if you took his press pass away, then it would signify that there's something wrong at some type of. And then you have to explain. Okay, why did you take my press pass away? For your safety? Oh, so you're telling me that I'm unsafe in your establishment, in your organization? You know what I'm saying? Like you have to explain, or you say I took it away. I don't know, whatever. I feel like you have to explain.
Now you got to explain why you're max player. You can't have people around him because it's violent. Now I'm coming back with another column on it.
Oh, they took my press pass away because Joel Embiid threatened my life.
Yeah, he's so violent. Yeah,
that shit's crazy. I mean, again, I think there's ways to handle everything. I don't feel like what Joel Embiid did. I'm not saying they say he pushed him in the neck or whatever.
You're right. You ain't go putting your hands on people. But as an owner, I look at him and say, I'm not even.
I'm gonna just say control yourself. I'm gonna pound you up. I'm gonna tell you, I get it, but brother, you gotta control yourself.
Not just when you walk in the office, let him know. But hey, this ain't coming from me.
I gotta tell you, control yourself, because that way, when the story comes out 20 years from now, you're not gonna just say, oh, he walked in and pounded me. You can say, hey, man, he walked in, pounded me, and told me. You gotta control yourself.
Could be that.
And he whispered in my ear, I agree with what you did, though. I would have did the same thing.
To me, no, $20.
Yeah. $20. That shit funny as hell, man. That shit funny. Outside of sports. Let's talk playoffs real quick. Or let's talk bowl games, whatever, NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
College football. Colorado has a good shot right now, right?
Well, they just dropped the college football playoff rankings. You got your
and they don't have
poll, your immediate poll. Well, they're 22.
But I thought you had to be what you got to be.
Top 12.
12, yeah.
But they rank all 25.
Yeah.
It's not even top 12 because they take the winner of both each Power 5 conference champions make the playoffs automatic.
Okay.
So that's what sets Colorado up good because Kansas State lost, so Colorado has a good chance to play in the Big 12 championship against a BYU who's undefeated.
Let's go.
So that's their best path to getting to the playoffs. But I know for the first rankings they had Oregon number 1, Ohio State number 2.
Yeah.
I think Texas was 9. Indiana is in there for the first time, and well, of course, first playoff. But
SMU is 13th.
Yeah, they're I think they're the first team out.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying.
Yeah, because
they're playing.
That's how they did it. When they show the brackets, it says first team out.
Yeah.
Second team out.
Yeah.
They have their own, and that's probably just for betting purposes. But they have that in college basketball too.
Yeah.
Last 4 in, first 4 out type shit.
which is cool. I mean, I'm not gonna say which is cool, but I definitely look forward to this little playoffs.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good
games. A lot of good games about to take place. And speaking of games, like Saquon Barkley just pulled off one of the nastiest moves I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. After breaking a couple of them joints too.
Yeah, two tackles.
He turned around. He's seen that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Coming
said,
off
you
a
know what?
spin.
I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna jump over this motherfucker.
Hit him with that arm.
Backwards.
Dog. Hey man.
That boy did the ballerina over. We used to jump over Valentine. We used to just jump over him. No leapfrog. See, we just clear him.
That boy jumped like this and touched foot to the toes. I mean, toes to the hands. Yeah, athletic. But Saquon Barkley been shaking up like that. Like, even they got a video of him in like Penn State when he was like they did, you know how it was like Shotgun Alley, but they had their two blockers, so it's pretty much blocking, and you have your 1-on-1. You pick your your 1 and 3 gaps. He did that, shook up everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Did he jump over somebody backwards?
No, he didn't. He definitely didn't do that.
Because bro, we watched that live.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was.
Yeah, we were sitting at the house watching that. That was insane. Like, I thought I was tripping. Like,
I said, he
did
that. Yes, he did.
Watching this live is like insane because I'm watching him like, oh man, okay, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
what? Was like, no, yeah, like, yes, I watched that. I've been telling my kid that's highlight. That's gonna be on the NFL highlight reel 40 years from now.
You know what should be on the highlight reel? I swear, bro. One day, a long time ago, at an apartment, me and King Daniel lived together. Young lads in the flat.
Just chatting shit.
Just chatting shit, bro. There was a basketball game. We used to watch every sport. Everything, like literally everything. There was a basketball game. I want to say it was like Florida State or Florida and South Carolina. I don't know who it was, but the dude jumps up. It's basketball. He got the ball. And you know, if you're going out of bounds, everybody, hit somebody with the ball and then try to make it go out of bounds off them or whatever. Yeah. This dude jumps up in slow motion. He looks around and then decides, I'm going to crack this ball off this dude's head.
Point guard from Florida.
Wow! He busted, he busts it off his head. Like to the point where his hands is like this. And he's still in the air. And he's coming down and boom, the dude's head go down and he makes his face.
That shit hilarious,
dog.
Man.
If you can find that film, if anybody can find that, I've looked for it. I cannot find it. If anybody can find that film, that's the funniest. Dog, that's the funniest shit I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yo, it hurts getting beamed with a basketball from that close.
On your head?
Right here in the fucking, it hit me in the, wherever when you lose your breath.
You wanted him
right there.
You go to the earth. You went to the earth.
No, I didn't. I just slowly turned around.
Oh, no, you ain't lose your breath then.
Oh, shit.
If you lost your breath, you're going to the earth. Everybody goes to the earth. Yeah, you're going to the earth. Yeah, trust me. You are going to the earth. But, yeah, man. Thugs out. Free Thug. They freed Thug. Shout out to the, I don't like to say free slime because, I fucked with TSF. So, they freed Thug. They freed that man. I put it to you that way. They freed that man. What y'all think about that? I mean, people, I think it's dope life-wise for him.
I don't even know why he was in.
The RICO charges. I mean, a lot of, well, granted, so.
I don't know. Anytime I hear that, I always take it with a grain of salt as to how serious.
This shit was serious. I mean, the shit that he was being accused of, but the stuff that they were trying to say he was involved with.
You can be tied to a RICO charge. To me, sometimes it can be ridiculous.
Oh, it is.
So that's what I'm saying. Did he do something crazy? Oh yeah, he murdered someone, or no, he got caught up in a RICO charge that he may not even have done anything. Type thing. I guess that was kind of
allegedly he was involved with a murder. A couple of them. Allegedly he was. Allegedly I don't even want to talk about it because I don't even want to. You know what I mean? It's all public news.
Yeah,
Allegedly,
I
all
look at
that stuff. I don't want to like incriminate, but anything or
Yeah, because we talking about his release.
he's out. You know what I
heard
mean?
he got probation for like
15 years.
God.
I mean, that's a
Damn.
setup charge, you know. But you do your shit, you can get off early. So let's not act like that.
Yeah,
and he got enough money to
Early
pay.
is like 8 years, 5 years.
He might be earlier than that.
It's a long time.
Because I mean, the only thing I have a real
I
problem
did
with
15 on probation over
Being in
life
prison.
in prison.
You're absolutely right.
And,
45. They were trying to give him 45.
And especially if I know that if I meet, it might be in there if I meet these certain milestones, we knocking years off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he can get off early. I'm pretty sure of that. And then, like, only thing I really have I hate, you know, I get it. They're rappers, right? And they have an influence and impact on the lives of others and youth and shit like that, right? But I have a real issue with, now granted, I have a real issue with the whole, you can't rap how you rap. I got to change how I rap because I went through this process, or because I rap a certain type of way I don't do for my community.
Well, no, it's not. They didn't say change the way you rap. They said you can't make certain songs, i.e., if you just in here, and this is part of the probation thing, like you're just in here on RICO charges, so we believe you're running a drug enterprise. Or I'm sorry,
whatever the RICO,
you're running an enterprise, and one of the ways you run that enterprise is through the gangster rap or the references, however they want to describe it, the references in your music. So when you get out, you can still make music, but you can't make any of those references anymore.
But he didn't plead guilty to.
He pled to 4 charges.
Which were nothing that had anything to do with his rap career or his lyrics involving him in anything. Like that's what I'm saying. Like for me, I get it. Like I understand because when you use so like to me, Lil Durk is one of the biggest guys out that tell stories, right? And his stories be so vivid that they're almost believable, right? To the point where stuff happened and you're like, damn, did that really happen the way he's saying it happened?
Yeah.
It's so believable because he's a vivid storyteller. So like, whatever charges he may get caught up on or get brought down on, them utilizing his lyrics is like, okay, because they're going to try to pinpoint. And then he says certain names and certain things that might be able to establish a connection. Now, granted, Thug has done some stuff too. Like he said people's name, but he hasn't said their name. Like, well, yeah, I'm not. Well, okay. I don't think that Thug is telling crimes on tape to where what you have to tell him is, hey man, you can't make music how you normally make. Now, granted, I think he's a good enough artist to where he's gonna come out. He's still gonna sell. But I can't wait to whatever he drops. But
yeah, well, he pled guilty to drug, gun, and gang related charges. Which no contest to racketeering conspiracies. So I can't go in there and rap about drugs, guns, or gangs. And the things that we had you on trial were using words like slime and whatever their what's their label?
YSL.
Like you can't mention that stuff. You can't talk about drugs, you can't talk about gang violence.
And that's what I feel like is bullshit.
But that's what you pled guilty to.
He didn't. Well, he pled guilty to.
I mean,
he said no contest to the racketeering,
meaning conspiracy, because the racketeering is him paying and getting people money.
His money going places.
Yes.
Which is he pled no contest to.
Yes.
So no contest doesn't say I'm admitting fault or admitting guilt or nothing.
But you pled guilty to. Day, when you're going on probation, you don't have to accept it.
How do you know, man?
You can say no, I don't accept those terms because I want to make that music. But at the end of the day, they're like, if you want to get out on probation, then this is the rules.
Because
And you may, it, regardless
But
of
I
whether
don't
you
think
pled no contest or guilty or not guilty, they're still like, you were charged with it, regardless of how you pled.
I don't think that it's
and we just want to prevent, like bro said, we kind of want to prevent, you making money or doing anything.
Not even you making money. It's well, like he's still out to travel and do shows.
But I don't think that
I mean, like money for like these type of things.
Yes.
I don't think that I don't think that that's in the stipulations that he can't rap. I think it was like it.
No, it's not.
I think it was just like the judge
mentioned. Just topic specific.
Yeah, it's like the judge kind of mentioned that. Hey, I wish you would. I hope you would do such and such and such and such. And that's where for me it was like damn. Like, and I'm not saying he got to come out and be Big Slime and blood this, blood that, all that type of shit. But
country album.
I hope not. But that'd be terrible.
One of his biggest hits is what?
Surf. I don't know what surf. That's
Lifestyle. He ain't rap nothing about drugs, nothing.
Yeah, that's what I say. I think he can come out. He definitely he can make good music. He can make a song that's gonna come out.
Yeah, so he'll be just fine.
He said
that's easy.
Yeah, I for me,
if I can get out today,
I just don't like it.
And I just can't do drugs today.
And again, they didn't tell him he can't do that. It was just like something that was suggested, and I just didn't really necessarily.
No, that's in the stipulation.
That he can't.
He can't rap about that stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's just crazy.
He can't rap about that at all.
Yeah. Well, they freed that man. Shouts out to man getting freed up. You know what I'm saying? Get them chains, pack up off you. You know what I mean? And rocking with it that way. Last but not least,
Trump gets elected, and all of a sudden people
get freed. No, man, he was free before. The election. We're filming this currently the day of. Was it day after? The day after the election.
Technically, he won this morning.
Technically, he hasn't because they haven't had all the votes and stuff. They still got count shit.
He's projected. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so get your facts together.
Okay.
Yeah. Are they not still counting?
I think at this point, with the amount of votes left, he's up by like 5 and 6% in some of these places. There's no chance.
I mean, he's projected clearly
to win. But I'm just saying, they still got to count.
They do. But I'm saying, even if every last vote
that been hiding, they hid 2 million votes.
Say what?
They hid 2 million votes. 2 million votes have been hidden.
Where?
Motherfucker, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. They've been hidden.
See, and this is one reason why I was never really big on election interference in 2020. Like when I would hear things, I would just be like, "Oh, that's kind of weird," but I wouldn't really dwell on it because
why? You don't believe in mail-in votes?
I don't believe in mail. What do you mean?
Like you don't believe that they are real?
Yeah.
So you don't think that there could be any type of
of course, it's not impossible. They find like small cases where they have 1 or 2 people doing it every so often, but for the most part, like I don't worry that much about the election security as far as like when I go to the booth and I vote, I feel confident that where I'm at, my vote is getting I can see it on the thing. I print it, make sure everything's right, and then they scan it in, and that's it. Like there may be some, mischievous behind it, but I felt like, 2020, if I was to, jump on this, then 2024 comes around like now, and I'm like, oh yeah, poll, of course they're right. It's like, okay, so now all of a sudden the election is secure, before it wasn't. And so I don't know.
Yeah.
There was some weird things. That's all I'll say about the last one. Like certain counties, went almost like 100% one way, which is weird. But at the end of the day, even if all that stuff held up, like I still don't think it would have been enough votes to overturn it anyways. So,
and almost
all of it got shot down.
So I think that this was.
I guess Oliver did get shot down.
I mean, I would assume that every election is clean and fair too. I think you have more clean and fair than you do the bad, the serious. You know what I mean? And I think it's at a rate where it's so high it really don't matter. And I don't mean it doesn't matter because obviously wrongdoing should be addressed, especially within the political range and voting and stuff like that.
You look at it like a drop in the ocean.
Yeah. So
It's
when did cheating in the elections come to like be the number one thing?
be the number one thing?
Yeah, be like number one talked about, number one. Like, when did that originate?
When the dossier, stuff like that. Well, for me, big like now wise, the dossier and all that stuff. I mean, because you can go back years.
I mean,
when fucking
Bush and
Bush, yeah, that was another one that
Florida.
that was one that was like obvious that they said that obviously was election or excuse me meddling, that those meddling punks was in there doing something. But and I mean punks or whoever was in there. It doesn't matter, Democrat or Republican. But I personally don't. I don't think that this election was rigged or anything like that. I just think that the best man won, so to speak. The best person won, and I don't mean that in the sense of that person, Trump, is the best person for the country. I just mean the country selected their person who they wanted to win. I think a lot of people support Trump behind the scenes.
Clearly.
Behind the scenes to the degree where I'm not saying they're out saying I'm Harris this, Harris that, but I definitely think that people that you probably would think would not vote for him will vote for him.
Yeah.
And that makes you think like, why?
Well, yeah, I mean, they were saying the Hispanic vote was
A lot higher than
black vote was record high.
Oh, hold on.
What?
They said the black vote was only 1% difference compared to last year. So
It was so higher than last year.
it was that 1%. So
But
last year was
record.
we'll go 51% Democrat. This year is 51% Republican. That's just as an example. I don't know the exact number.
Right.
Let's say it was only a 1% swing, so that's not enough to win you the race. But carry on. Now, Latino vote, I'm with you.
I thought it was more, but you
the
absolutely right.
the vote, right? Who voted changes. I think what does that change? What does that change? Who voted? If Latinos voted higher for
because
projected wise,
Because they
like
own
to-
this percentage.
politics like to go off of assumptions and make stereotypes and races and say, oh, well, you know, white people are going to typically vote this and Hispanic people are going to vote this way, and sometimes they're right and sometimes they're wrong.
Yeah.
But
I think they just look at groups of people and they like to bunch them, and so bunching groups of people by race is just how they do it.
Well, it's you can just go to a smaller level. Like, I'll use a small example. Like, they might have a church. They might go to the pastor. This church represents 10,000 votes. That's an extreme number.
that's mega church, but there will.
We'll go 5,000 or however many,
whatever. Yeah,
however many votes. We're gonna go. We know that we can talk to this person and they represent this. So I think that's where they get their ideals and numbers and groups from, based on Hispanic and all that. But they said that now I don't care what channel it comes from, but they got the numbers up. But overwhelmingly, they said it was the white women's vote this year that helped push Trump way over the top.
Which I think probably surprised a lot of people because they thought abortion would take the thing. But
I heard that they had notes that they were like telling white women to vote for Trump, but don't tell your husband who you voted for.
No, it was vice versa.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Oh,
because the assumption was that, you know, all these MAGA people, you know, are controlling of their wives. That's how the commercial kind of runs out. You know, like the husband kind of looks at her like, yeah, you know who you're voting for. And she's like, okay. And then like she goes in the booth and she locks eyes with another lady and they're both in their head like, we can do this. And then they both vote Kamala. and then the husband goes in there thinking she wrote it. I don't know. To me, it's dumb. Like I think every woman is well aware of that they can vote for their own thing. So I don't know. To me, it just seemed like an insinuation and more of an attack, a general attack on.
Well, that's campaign season. You run smear campaigns, you run this, you
Yeah,
run
but you
that,
should attack the candidate, not the
that's what they do.
constituent, or not the people that they represent.
No, you attack anybody. You attack anything that's on there.
Garbage.
Yeah,
Or that's like the Puerto Rican dude saying the joke.
you
Like,
attack
come on, what are we
anything.
doing? It's all the same.
But the joke was a joke.
And either way, joke or not, people get offended by it. So it's the offense of it.
See, that's I hate
No,
that. I
no,
hate
because
the
That,
offense.
it is the offense of it.
The offensive thing stops.
But
See,
see,
damn
that's
near
the
freedom of
difference.
speech.
No,
If-
it isn't.
if
You
you're
have the right
talking
to
to-
feel the way you want to. If somebody says something that pisses you off, you have the right. They have the right to say it. You have the right to feel any way you want.
Yeah, but you're gonna go change laws because I said something.
No, change laws.
Yeah,
So they're gonna change. Who's changing the law? That went so far, right? Who's changing the laws?
Transgenders. They're getting laws changed. I can't say certain things to motherfuckers because it's deemed offensive, and if I'm offensive, I can be arrested for certain
So
things.
we were talking about a race joke, a Puerto Rican joke. I have different views on transgender because you can't pick your race. So that's a whole different swing on that. We were talking about what? The Puerto Rican joke. Biden saying the garbage. Like, okay, you have a right to feel that way.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. The rights to feel something and
Mhm.
offending somebody afterwards.
Mhm.
I got the right to say whatever I want to say. You got the right to be offended.
Yeah.
And then that person that's offended
Mhm.
goes and implements some type of process to stop me from having my freedom to say whatever I want to
Mhm.
say. So for me, it doesn't matter if it's political freedom to say whatever I want to say or I was about to say something. A trans confusion, whatever. Like
the laws are stupid. You got they're banning books in school. They still a whole lot of stuff you can do on the law. So I'm with you on that.
I mean, that's all I
I
was
stand
saying.
with you on that. But people have a right to get offended.
People do
I
have a
don't
right to get
think
offended.
they should be able to change laws based on getting offended by something. But that's the state we're in. People get offended by books, and it's all of it stupid. But I'm with you though.
And then let's say this. This is the year. I don't know. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first year I've ever heard of voting. I mean, voting.
Did you guys vote?
Betting on betting on votes or betting on candidates.
Oh my
Gambling's
god,
legal.
I'm so upset.
Gambling's legal, right?
It's about
Is this
to-
the first year that this happened? Y'all know about it? Or
As
the
far
first
as
year I've heard-
elections, I believe so,
Yeah.
but maybe they've
the first time gambling
I mean,
been legal
obviously,
in the
yeah.
United States.
Yeah.
Like throughout. Yeah, they get you can bet on. Yeah.
Well, 4 years ago we could gamble, right?
Nope.
status unknown, Kevin.
That's brand new.
Nah, I was betting in Seattle. Was that?
Larwood.
Maybe I
So
was
you can
illegal.
go to
Oh,
certain
true.
states and
Seattle,
bet.
you can bet. Yeah,
You can
Seattle
go to
got
certain
casinos.
states
Yeah.
and bet.
Okay.
Nationally,
Okay. Yeah.
4 years ago, they wasn't running DraftKings on every goddamn commercial. They wasn't
Gotcha.
running
Okay.
ESPN bet.
So, what do y'all think about that?
Let me see.
Betting on elections now.
It's probably
You think it's gonna get
be the
dumbed down
last
to, like-
time. No, this is probably the last time that is allowed.
No,
I think they're gonna stop it. But I'm a little salty right now because I seen this bet, and 5 days ago I would have took it in a heartbeat, and it was Trump will win all 7 battleground states. So that's
Nebraska, or no, not
North
Carolina,
Pennsylvania, North
Pennsylvania,
Carolina, Georgia,
Georgia,
Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada. And so
Wisconsin.
he's going to win all 7. He's going to end up with
Where's the
312
M state?
votes.
Who's the M state?
Michigan.
Michigan. Oh, my bad.
And so it looks like he's going to win, all these. He's going to end up with 312, which I said in the group text the other day that he was going to hit over 300. But anyways, long story short, I wasn't confident enough on election day to make $100 bet on it. but it would have paid me $1,364. So
Wow,
I should have fucking took it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So
It's all good.
I'm still poor.
So with the bet, what do y'all think? Like, y'all think it's a you think it should be implemented? You said you think they're taking it away, but you think it's like a cool thing, or does it give off even more of people? The mysterious hands are controlling shit now, like even more. Because anything betted on, I think that there's a risk of like even with fights. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have to run up to the point where it's like, did you what? Like
hot dog eating contest.
That's one of the reasons why they're worried about it. They don't want it to start shaping influences on elections or discouraging voters because they feel like, oh, everyone's betting on this candidate, I'm not even going to go. So they're already talking about not allowing that to happen again.
But what's the people that cracked? What's the people that cracked them for 100,000, 200,000, or something like that? You know what I mean?
I'm sure a lot of people made a lot of money.
So like,
I've seen people putting in orders at $3,000, $4,000 just because every single time someone puts it, you see it go through. I'm just like, especially if you bet early. Like if you wait, you can still bet throughout the election. Like even right now, you can still put a bet in. Put in $100, you may pay out 102.
Yeah,
but you'll get something, But
which is crazy. Like
before, like a couple days ago, Trump was up, but he wasn't as much. So you can make a little bit more money on the bet. But closer it got to the election, the more he went up, and the more I was like, yeah, I think he's gonna win. But I don't know. So I don't have a problem with it. I think it's cool as fuck.
I thought it was interesting. I didn't think it was real, so to speak. I thought it was interesting. I didn't think it was real till you told me, and I was like, oh shit, okay. But then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, the payout for me wasn't that beneficial.
Yeah.
That's like one of them again. Like that's one of them situations where betting wise, I'm going with him. I think there's other people that would represent the Democratic Party, so to speak, better than she could.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know them as a black female. Let me say, as a black female, or presume black people, whatever. As a black female, I don't know anybody else, so to speak, that's in the race that could represent a little bit better. But it is what it is. So for me, if I would have bet it, I would have had to go the Trump way because I feel like that was. If I'm gonna put my money out there, I want my money back. So I would have definitely went the guaranteed, I would assume, route. Now, if he would have lost, it would have been definitely shocking.
I would have been surprised. There's a lot of things that pointed to him winning. Between they would release polls talking about what are your biggest concerns, and most people it was economy and immigration. And Trump beats Kamala on both of those topics. And usually people vote on their first and second thing that they care about. They don't, abortion, yes, is important to a lot of women. Never mind.
One of my friends said, go ahead, my bad.
But at the same time, it wasn't important enough to where they're like, yeah, I agree with women's rights, but I'd also like to eat. And, going to the grocery store, like we bought dinner the other night, 2 dinners, and some little couple snacks and shit for the kids. It was like $86. Yikes. And it wasn't no steak or anything. It was just some basic ass food. So it's ridiculous. Just for a couple of days, you're spending $100.
I feel that.
I seen 2 comments though. One comment, shout out to my boy Tay. He said, now that y'all got me, or I might be paraphrasing, but pretty much he was saying, I don't want to hear no complaints about whatever happens in these next 4 years is his fault and his fault alone. I don't want to hear nothing about, it was the people before, none of that. It's his fault and his fault alone.
Why? It wasn't like that with, don't get me wrong, I do agree with that sentiment.
So then
Presidents need to own.
don't even. There's nothing
That's
even
how
to
it's
say.
said. That's
There's
how-
nothing to even say after that.
I
There's
mentioned
nothing
that.
to say.
Now, I looked at on the
Since Obama,
I brought
they
that up
said-
on the previous pod, and I
Yeah.
said we won't see the effects till further. Like, no, you see them right away. Okay, if that's the sentiment, then let's just see it right away.
Every president, in my opinion, needs to own their administration, regardless of whether it's good or bad. I was about to go somewhere with that, but
Okay,
lost it.
I understand what you're saying. Let me just throw a quick scenario, and I want to get to this quote that I want to do, but I'll do after this, based on what you're saying. So let's say that a president signs a bill in his last year,
Okay,
and it's a 4-year bill.
which is gonna that's his last year, so that's gonna implement 3 years into the next
And then
presidency.
let's say that deal that he put in place
Okay,
makes whatever you're interested in. We'll use an example. You use grocery store. That's going to make grocery food prices go up.
inflation. Okay,
Inflation. Because it's something he did his last year, which can't get changed at all because, I'm the president, but I can't even get the House and the Senate to vote. So we can change this. So
okay.
it's stuck for the next 3 years. So I should eat the policy that the previous president put in, that I fought to change for 3 years. I should have to eat that. Because it's in my administration. It was a small increase. So people didn't care. By the time it got to me, your eggs went from $2. Now they're $4. Now they're $8. Now they're $16. My last year, I should have to eat the $16 eggs. I tried to. I sat in office and I tried to repeal this bill and I talked to people, but I'm just one branch of a 3-branch system.
Right.
And if you want to add the Supreme Court, that's a 4-branch system.
They're all supposed to work cohesively together.
They're supposed to. But we have a thing called parties and interests and stuff like that. So I can be doing it calm. The people are yelling, we need to do this. You guys know we should do this. But it's going to look bad on me as a president if we continue to let this happen so you can get your guy in who might sign the same deal next time. Because you guys are benefiting from it. But the people are suffering. And all they're yelling is, King Dano, you son of a bitch. Look, eggs are goddamn $16.
Yeah.
I tried to stop it for 3 years. It was your man's.
Yeah. I mean, I understand to an extent that, yes.
And I don't think most people understand that no matter who's president, he's just 1/3 of how things are going to change.
He used to be.
He
I think
still
over
is.
you look at the expansion in like executive orders,
Mhm.
and presidents have way more power than they used. They used to be just really a figurehead.
And who gave him that power?
Status unknown. Who gave him?
I don't know. That's not asking you.
Oh, gotcha. No,
Yeah, you got
they
the
just
power
kind of
somehow.
over time just kind of started doing it and saying, I'm gonna do this, and then there's no one really to be like, hey, you're not gonna do that because.
Well, I think policies.
Biden
in life.
did a ton. Trump did.
That's what I'm saying. I think policies in life allows you to read the books and find quote unquote loopholes, right, to certain things. And I think that's where that actually came into play. Because most of the stuff that a president can just push in can get cracked down at another level somewhere else. Now, it may not be instantaneously like tomorrow. Like he may be able to put it in. It may take, a month or something like that for it to get cracked back, or it may be quicker than that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff that he has to sign over is not necessarily a lot of stuff that the president, he or she, let's be real, can sign off on is like health wise, like, you know what I mean? Like FEMA health and shit like that, where I could, but that still takes.
Not anymore.
Yeah, so
But I'm saying that still takes other help from other people. There's a lot of stuff that not even say we, but there's people that think that the president is in power where it's just like, hey, I said this now, and everybody's going to do it. And it's like, no, bro, it's still a process.
But that's what these executive orders do sometimes.
But some of those executive orders is still they still have to get passed.
No.
That's
That
what you
signs
said.
it. That is the moment. This is law. Like,
And then
once he does,
there's no
they
repealing
can,
that.
maybe they can challenge it.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
until-
So there's
until they challenge it, though,
there's going to
it
be a
is set.
challenge from the other
That
end.
comes. So what is that called? That's not
Then it
democracy.
goes to the Supreme
That's
Court.
not
Yeah, it's
democracy.
democracy.
That is, no, that's if he signs it, it immediately goes into that.
That's an executive order, but it's democracy that we can fight and stop
So
it.
what people
So,
are
like-
trying to say is, you're right. Some presidents are trying to stop that process, or I'm stacking. That's a stupid game. I'm with you. People are saying dictatorship because more executive orders are getting signed and they're doing things to block them from stopping it. Or yeah, I'm the executive order, but I got all three branches. Nobody's stopping it. Guess what? I'm the king shit. The
Right.
people to stop it with me. So when I say blanket immunity or
Drop my
everything
charges.
has to go, or everything has to go electric. You have to drive electric cars. And I don't have nobody to check that because they are with me. That's what people talk about with the dictatorship and stuff like that.
Well, maybe I gotta get a little bit more clarification on executive orders because I thought executive orders can only be written in for quote unquote like humanitarian needs or
The student loan payments.
like
He used an executive order to pay those, even though the
humanitarian.
Supreme Court-
But
that's not humanitarian.
come on, man. Like,
No.
well, maybe not humanitarian, but like,
because
like,
people can't
but
pay
it's
their own
not like
bills,
a
pay my house bill. Like that's what I can't stand that people. You agreed to the loan, pay your loan. Like period. Like there's no reason my taxes should go to pay your loan. Like I really don't
But
like that.
that does.
But
So
my bigger point is,
but I'm saying so he can't write in.
Hold on. Even if you pay everyone's loans right now, in 4 years from right now, where are we at? The same exact fucking place with all of these loans that kids have student loans again. So either you make college free or you leave it the fuck alone. Like you shouldn't be using tax dollars to subsidize kids unless you're going to pay for it completely and just have free national health care. I don't agree with paying off some student loans, but either way, even the Supreme Court said you can't do this. You still fucking did it. Like he paid off tons of people's loans, and a lot of people are happy about that, and good for them. I'm not hating on them, but my personal opinion is that's not my job. Our taxes shouldn't go to pay that.
But
That-
I'm
that's
saying
just how
that
it is.
that
Like,
executive
I didn't
order,
get my stuff paid
but
for.
that
I
executive
paid for
order
myself.
that was written is somebody following up saying we don't agree with this, and is there a process to stop
It goes through the Supreme Court, but until someone issues a block, then it's the law.
it? And I'm saying there's always gonna be somebody that blocks everything that somebody does.
But it's gotta go through
No, there's
courts.
not. There's not going to do that when we use right now what's happening. The Republicans have what?
House,
Since
Senate, and presidency.
And
They do got Supreme Court, right?
majority Supreme
majority,
Court.
they got a
Supreme-
6-3
Who's-
or 6-3.
No, you can bring up every block you want to. Guess what? They with us.
Okay.
And then in a couple months, Trump will get rid of everyone in the Department of Justice and all the heads up there, and he'll replace them with all people on the right or
So-
in the center that are good for the job. Hopefully,
So this is a quote that I read today, and it's kind of the way I was feeling. It's kind of what I always felt when it comes to these situations. So he says, if I view that as a threat, and then you view that as your preference, you become a threat.
one more time.
I don't agree with it, but
Yeah,
I
that's
understand
okay.
it. But I don't agree with
If
it.
I view something as a threat,
Yeah.
and you view that as a preference, then you have become a threat.
I understand.
Okay.
I
Gotcha.
understand.
That's dangerous.
I understand.
Gotcha.
I understand what the
That's-
saying is saying, but
That's how I
I
look at it.
I understand. I think that applies in other parts of life, not politics.
I
And that's
believe
where I
it
think
applies
that-
to politics, and let me explain why I believe. So I just go on one thing, and I'm getting out of there. Blanket immunity for cops. I'll get personal. That was my sticking moment because I don't play sides. I listen, pay attention, and find things that I think what wouldn't really be good for me or people who was around me. and that is blanket immunity for law enforcement.
Okay.
Meaning that no matter what happens in a traffic stop,
The cop walks.
he walks.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I want to talk about when it comes down to executive orders. I don't think an executive order like that can be written in.
It can. It can.
That's fucking insane. That's why I said I thought that executive orders was like for more like humanitarian or like relief, FEMA, forcing.
It's supposed to be.
That's what I'm saying. So like you can't tell me that this motherfucker can sit up here.
Yes, he can. And he said he's going to do it.
Bush used a
People
lot,
wouldn't listen.
and then Obama blew it up. And from that point, it was Trump blew it up, Biden blew it up, and Trump's going to blow it up again.
So when I look at things like that,
You just have to do a little less
that we've seen happen.
So
He can do it less, but these things that he said, this is what I'm going to do day one. So my sticking point was, well, day one, you want to get in there and you want to give blood immunity to all law enforcement.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with that.
That is nuts to me.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that was a voting selling tactic type shit?
Nope, I think that was the truth, and I think that was the truth because he speaks the truth. Joe Biden did not. Joe Biden talked about how
Trump
long
lies.
When it comes to shit that he's about to do. If he say, I look at him, if he says, when I get in office, I'm making blanket immunity, I believe that's the truth.
Well, 2016, he said that he would do a mass deportation, and he never did that. So,
and that's cool.
But wasn't he stopped? There wasn't like there.
No, he never tried to round up everyone in the country that was illegal and actually.
Okay, but
ICE wasn't doing that.
But he promised he would. No,
ICE wasn't doing that.
Okay, but
not to that extent.
But he wasn't.
To what extent? No, time out. To what extent? What extent is rounded? If I'm going out getting people, what extent is not getting all of them? If I'm going out getting people,
about bringing the military into it and like fully going through the entire country.
Well, we know that's not going to happen. But I'm saying, when you're talking about ICE, they did exactly that. They were going after whoever they wanted to go after. Now, granted, some people were saying they was targeting certain people, right? But that's not the same thing as trying to stop that process or trying to implement that process. When you're talking about
I just think
getting everybody.
I
mean, yeah, that's how it starts. That's how it starts. On a scale like that, a smaller scale. Let's see how it goes through.
So you don't think they should do that?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying no.
I think that
me personally, I don't.
That,
I feel like I personally feel like our vetting process and incoming process to America is bullshit. We talked about that on a podcast before, where I don't give a damn. I'm not gonna say I don't care what it costs, but I think that if we're gonna hound people about being immigrants and stuff like that and illegals and all that, then let's implement a process that's going to ensure if this is the land of the free, and let's be real, it's a lot of people that's not supposed to be here that's here to help our country run. Whether it's building houses, working at stores, washing cars, it don't matter what the fuck it is. There's a lot of people doing things.
Costs the country a lot of money too, but go on.
Okay, cool. But how many? Okay, cool. Out of 100,000 people that's here, that's not supposed to be here, what percentage do you think is costing the country are fucked up?
What you mean?
Are doing
100,000?
100,000. I'm saying out of 100,000. Since we have to put some type of numbers. So like when they do per capita, it's per 100,000 people, right? So I'm saying
let's just look at what illegal immigrants cost the country per year.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck your numbers, because we can base those numbers off of how are we getting these numbers? These are only the bad people, right?
No, it's just all illegal immigrants. What they cost and free healthcare at hospitals and
what about the people that don't go to hospitals? What about the people that don't go to hospitals?
What do you mean?
Let me ask a question.
What about the illegal immigrants that don't go to hospitals? They don't go to hospitals. They don't get sick like that.
Okay.
So how are they costing us money? That's what I'm saying. So like, as many people as we can put numbers on, let's break it down. So if there was 100,000 illegal immigrants, how many of those people do you think are bad people? Criminals, rapists, molesters, whatever. How many of those people do you think is bad people?
I have no idea.
Just a round number, just to.
I wouldn't guess because I have no idea. I'd have to look at where they're from, what the crime rates are in the countries that, is there a good chance that they are? I don't know anything about this person. Why would I sit there and be like, 100 of those people, 64? Like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know these people at all. So it could be a lot, it could be a little. My point is,
so what
there's
are they
a
costing
process to come here.
That's what I'm saying.
You're
so
here
the process
legally.
should be, when we talk about this, the process should be better. We should have a better process to get, whether it's hiring more people, putting more computers out there, getting Elon Musk involved. It doesn't matter. We should have a better process to getting people into this country. Because for whatever reason, they're coming.
Well, when you're taking 2.5 million people a year, that's just too many people. There's no reason we should be taking in that many people.
People
That's
do their
ridiculous.
taxes run.
Does that affect you
get their
personally?
taxes back.
What you mean?
Does that affect you personally?
They ain't taking my job, right?
I'm asking you, do illegal immigrants affect you personally?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I'm asking, so you don't know if they do or not.
I don't know. Like
Personally,
again,
no.
like,
I've never gotten a
Personally,
rape.
no.
When I've been in El Paso, I've never gotten a rape with somebody that got Chihuahua plates and drove off. I've never been molested
I've gotten into an accident with someone who drove off.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
don't know
is
if
it-
there's that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm talking
Were they
about,
Mexican?
I don't
about-
fucking know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know everything about every single person.
No,
that's ever
I'm
had
not. I'm just
running in my
asking
life.
about you personally. Have you ever?
I've
do you
never
feel it
identified a
does?
person
Do you
as
feel
an
it does?
illegal, and they've like.
Do you
and
feel
I've
it
been
does
screwed
though?
over by it.
Yeah. Do you feel that illegal immigrants in this country is affecting your life personally?
I feel like overall it takes a lot of.
I'm asking you. It's direct.
What is it?
Dude, because I'm asking you. I'm not asking the group. It's three of us. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you. Then I'm going to tell me. Do you feel like illegal immigrants are affecting you personally?
Outside of money, no.
Okay.
See, me personally, no. Like, no for me.
So,
I don't have no personal effect. Now I'm pretty sure. No, correct me. You're talking taxes wise,
Right.
like you're paying for something at some point in time that you shouldn't have to pay for based off of somebody else that shouldn't be here.
So on your tax returns, when you do it, and they break it down.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that money's going to illegal at some point.
But they have it broken down, like what you're paying.
Yeah, but they don't break down your dollar. They don't tell you where your dollar's going.
They'll
to.
say
This
like
is taxes.
school tax and this tax and this tax. Okay.
Well, Social Security tax, they got Medicare tax, they got state tax.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell you state taxes out of the 14, out of the 1 billion that Texas, or not Texas, but whatever state gets taxes, they don't tell you 375 million is going to build this.
Yep.
415 million is going here.
Because we have this problem. I'm with you.
No, I'm saying that part of it you don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm not defending,
so
but
when
I'm
you
saying
get
that's
state
part of it.
taxes or school taxes, it might not benefit you, but you feel like, man, well, I got to pay for the school tax, and I don't even have kids.
Correct.
It's stupid to me, but I'm with you. Some people feel that way. Cool. Do you feel like they affect you? You said no.
No.
Same here. I don't feel like it affects me.
But people it do affect. We can't leave those people.
What I'm saying is people are so hell bent on the issue and it's not affecting you.
But
you can see that it affects other things.
But they will look at other issues that you know that's about to affect other people and not give a damn about. So it's just so backwards to me.
No, but see, okay, I'll say this to caveat or devil's advocate to that is you got people that are affected by it, whether it's your roofer and these guys come in and they are way more efficient than you and they get on the jobs more than you because they just get it done and they're cheaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
I pay you $17.50. I pay these guys $11.75.
Mm-hmm.
They're cool with it. You know what I'm saying? They're on work on time, everything. So yeah, that guy's affected by it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the people that are. I think taxes is a big thing, so big to the point where when you say what your dollar goes to, and when we break it down, A lot of your dollar goes to shit that you probably wouldn't want to pay for. In reality, if they came to you and asked, hey, man, hey, as a country, we need help with this. Are you willing to put any money towards it? A lot of people would probably say no.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's
even with the question about taxes, about your streets and your roads, people wouldn't even pay for that. We would probably still be on dirt roads, terrible shits like that, even with these modern day cars, because people's not willing to pay taxes on certain things. So I would say even those people are affected. You know what I'm saying? So like it depends how you look at that situation to see if you're affected or not. Me personally, I feel like taxes is taxes. They're gonna take my money regardless. I don't see an increase personally. Like it's hey man, shit's going up this year, and it affects my pockets. Well, I'm like, God damn, my checks used to be. Now it's this because we fucking feeding these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if there was a situation like that, then I'll probably say something. It doesn't bother me enough to the scent where I'm like, God damn these Mexicans. Like, it's not like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, but some people it may be. Some people it may be supporting their candidate. You know what I mean? I don't know. But personally, no, it does not affect me at all. And I agree with both of y'all. I understand where you're coming from. Where, hey, man, no, fuck that. I don't want to pay for it. And I understand where you're coming from. Where it's like, why are you worried about it? It's not even your day-to-day activities. It's not like you're running into somebody that's like, oh, yeah, they're out tearing shit up. You know what I mean? So, like, I agree with both sides of it.
Well, my whole point to that is that's how I lean and pick and go on who I'm going to cast my vote for.
Yeah.
Like people who...
Well, I mean, you got your race voters.
You have that. You have that. You have whatever reason. It's your reason. It's cool with, but it just surprised me sometimes. And you have the right to. It doesn't have to affect you every day. You might think about the overall view, and you're okay to do that. But to me, on how my views and how I do it, that's just a little surprising to me.
I mean, so let's say this. If Kamala did win, do you think that it would have a significant meaning on the people, so to speak, the culture, us?
Yes, I think that. I'm
the same thing. The same thing like Obama, because to me, Obama when Obama won,
no, it does not.
Yes, that hit me here.
But that was the first time. That's the first time.
I did cry.
Because you can identify and understand, like, this was never supposed to happen. I think that if it was Michelle Obama instead of Barack Obama being the president, you still have that same feeling. I just think that was the first. So, like,
okay,
they're going to do the whole first black woman thing. That would be amazing, but I don't think the genders play as big as much role as the race. They're going to kill me. But it is what it is. It's no disrespect to anybody, but I honestly believe that the black and white, the Asian, the Puerto Rican, I think that carries more weight than male and gender, regardless of race.
I think now that Hillary Clinton ran, and now that Kamala ran, I think that definitely took it out. But I think we were still in one of those ages, honestly, as a country, where when Hillary was in there, it's like, whoa, what the fuck's going on here? This is going to the wolves. You know what I mean? Like, we're just letting anybody in, huh? You know, but I think that door opened up.
I think that opened up with.
But I don't think. I don't know. I don't think that her winning would have meant anything.
Like significant, I think it would have touched. It wouldn't have had as big as significant impact as Barack Obama. I think that it would have had an impact because there's people out there, you women, who regardless.
Stupid. I'm joking. Okay, I'm joking. It's a joke. It is a joke. I got friends out there that are women. And y'all are stupid. God damn it! It's a joke. It's a joke, people. My bad. We'll go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it would have been significant, but not as significant.
Yeah. What do you think?
What? I feel like that's not really for me to.
Well, I mean,
maybe it would. I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to be
yeah.
like, yeah, definitely. I don't know. I think
Obama didn't mean nothing to you. Like, it didn't register. Like, damn, this is.
I mean, I could definitely recognize the significance of like.
It's like, God damn. Nah.
I mean, we all vote Republican, so I mean, of course, we were voting for. We hated McCain, but it's like, well.
So y'all are those type of voters. It doesn't matter.
Well, you go off of
Vote
policies,
red, vote blue,
and
doesn't
I
really
know
matter.
what Obama's policies were. I don't like them, and they stuck true to that. So
you never voted
That's the word right
Democratic?
there. That policy
Ever?
word.
Well, policies mean something to
policy's a big thing.
And just if it benefits you. So that's the confusion I get. Right
I
there.
do like policies that benefit me.
Exactly, but you don't give a damn if the policy doesn't. Whatever they say goes. Like I just use a good example on. You said illegal immigrants and cost of taxes stuff. That policy that he set's not going to affect you directly.
Well, I'll say this to that.
Mhm.
The price of tea in China, what they say, I don't give a damn about the price of tea in China or whatever like that, saying like that. Whereas, I don't care. It's not happening to me. That it goes back to that right there, which is
So that's what goes
crazy.
Yeah, which
when
goes
you
to
think
my quote that resonated so well with me today.
I just don't. Maybe I don't like that quote with
Because-
politics.
Well,
You
it's
shouldn't use it
extreme,
with
but
politics.
That's
that's
why I don't
how I
like
look
it.
at
Maybe
it.
I don't like it
it's
that way.
it's extreme, but it's a fact.
It's because okay, so let's use it with politics
Yes.
with immigration, but on Kamala's side. So we want to open up the border. Okay, so that means that you support child rape, molestation.
But
rape of
that
women.
goes back to what I'm saying.
That's
How
exactly
many
what
people
that
do you
is.
think
There
is
you go.
really doing that though?
I
It
think
doesn't matter. You're talking one
I
isn't
don't
too
support
many.
that at all. I don't care if it's
See, like
illegal.
this is the terminology.
This is
that's
exactly-
used.
Yes,
This is the terminology that's used.
That's
to try to
exactly
make
what
it
they
seem
do to people on the right. It's
Bro,
exactly
no,
what y'all
no,
were just
no,
doing
no,
with
no,
the
no,
when
no,
you're
no.
saying, oh, we have to look at politics as
Mm-hmm.
whether they're a good or a bad person. But there's tons of reasons. I don't believe that anyone who supports Kamala believes that, just for the record, and I know y'all know that. But my point is you shouldn't look at their politics and automatically assume, oh, he supports Trump, so he must be a piece of shit. There's all kinds of reasons that people support Trump. Just because the reasons that you think are important doesn't mean that I think those reasons are important.
Yes.
I have other reasons that I think are more
And
important.
I'm with you on that, but I'm
So that's
gonna
why I
do
don't
the
think you
check.
should look at
I'm gonna do the checks and balances on it. Like I said, I'm only going off my view. My sticking point was this: I use blank immunity for police. People who vote Trump, you're right now you don't really care about it because it's not affecting you personally as it is another group. Like that's not affecting you at all. A lot of people, you see it on videos, you see it every day.
I mean, as soon
the
as you said
number
that, I
is
said I don't like that policy. and
minimum.
That shouldn't happen.
But I'm not going to.
But it shouldn't happen, but you don't mind it. Like I don't like it, but it ain't happening.
But I'll say this:
Wait,
I don't
what
think
am
that
I
anybody.
supposed
I
to
don't
do?
think that everybody. If God forbid he does implement that, if he does implement that, excuse me, I don't think that every black man that is gonna get killed, or Mexican or whoever is gonna get killed by police, voted for Kamala. I think that some people is going to. If that shit does happen, I think everybody suffers from that, regardless of who you.
So that's what I'm
regardless of who
saying.
you
So we
voted
have,
for.
going back to your example when you said we're letting rapists and stuff, we have laws in place to try to stop those things from happening. We're not willy-nilly saying, hey, illegal immigrants, come in here and rape children and murder people. We're not doing
No,
that.
I'm
We
saying
have
they do
stuff
that
in
on the
place.
way to the country.
We have stuff in place to stop that.
But no,
What-
you don't. No, we don't.
You
didn't-
can't
hold
murder
on, hold on.
nobody. You can't murder
Hold on,
nobody.
stop. Let me explain,
No,
please.
because you're saying no, you can't. You can't.
Because you're not
in the
you're
law.
not understanding what I'm
In
saying.
the law,
No, stop.
you're not understanding.
Because
what I'm
this is
saying.
happening in Mexico, in Venezuela. It's because we encourage immigration.
Mhm.
We're saying come to this country.
Mhm.
So they hire coyotes in Mexico
Okay.
to travel them across, and that they get raped in Mexico. They don't get raped here. We can't stop that.
Mhm.
But by encouraging immigration, you're allowing that system
what the
to
fuck does
continue.
Mexico's crime have to do with us?
Thank you.
I just told you. Those people wouldn't even be there trying to get across had they known that there's no chance I can get across.
So
because it's not
basically
an
what you're
open
saying
border.
our open border policy is increasing
Promotes
crime in other countries.
Of course, it promotes crime in Mexico.
So why don't we just give them money?
What do you mean?
Just give them a shitload of money to fix whatever the fuck's going on out there.
Why? Why don't we just
That's
close
how
the
we do
border?
it. That's how we do. We
confused
throw
about-
shit. We
I'm
throw
so
money at
confused
shit.
about the analogy. I'm saying that we know this is an issue, and we'll give a blanket immunity. That's my issue. So a good example would be for you saying, well, these are rapers and stuff like this. Well, if the Democrats came out and said, well, if they come in, no matter if they rape or kill, they can get blanket immunity. That's how I look at the shit. To the extremes. Right? He's getting blanket immunity to no matter what happens. You can go out, kill him, you can not kill him. Either way, you're not going to get in trouble.
Right, okay.
So that's an issue to me. The Democrats are not saying, hey, rapists, come over here and kill our kids and rape them. They're not doing that. We have
He's
laws in
also
place.
not saying, hey, cops, come kill people and you'll get away
He's
with
saying
it.
no
Right?
matter what you do. I didn't say that. I just said blanket
But
immunity.
you're trying to compare the two on the
I'm
other
saying,
side.
no, I'm talking about the policy. What is the policy? Blanket immunity. No matter what you do, it might not be killing. It could be playing drugs. It could be giving somebody a speeding ticket when they wasn't speeding. It's the blanket immunity part that I'm talking about. It does not matter. It's the blanket immunity part. Is that you can do criminal activities and you're gonna get away with it. That's what I'm talking about.
I haven't looked into that particular thing. I would hope that there is something more in there that entails like, hey, like you got to be deemed right in the line of duty or some shit. Like you can't be, like you can't tell me that cops have blanket immunity. They can just go to their house. And, you fucking my wife, bah, bah, and then kill everybody in the house and be like, yeah, I just thought that they were breaking in. You know, that's. I mean, now granted, that's an extreme, but I'm saying like I would assume that there was stuff written in that law to.
You would assume, but you just say there is, you say there's not. It hasn't been passed yet.
True, it hasn't.
But when we talk about blanket immunity, what does that mean?
That means that
I'm covering everything.
Everything,
Immune from
yeah.
everything. Yep. If I walk out
Crime
of courtroom,
wise.
yes. If I walk out of courtroom with blanket immunity, any crime I do, I'm clear for. If I'm a construction in a line of duty, if I'm a construction worker and something happens, accident, non-accident, I'm under these guidelines, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean,
So
again,
that's my issue.
no. I
argue that point on.
Yeah, I like I said, I completely disagree.
If the Democrats came out and said, "Hey, come to our country, open borders, and you got blanket immunity to get in," I would have an issue with that, just policy-wise.
Policy, I would agree.
But
I think anybody would have an issue with that.
Well, a lot of people didn't.
No, because that's not what they're not saying. Come here, like
No,
he said.
no,
hold on,
I'm talking about for the vote.
we literally fly.
okay,
we literally
okay.
fly immigrants here.
And I'm with you on that.
He's talking about just voting wise,
I'm talking
not the actual
voting wise.
action of it happening.
These
It's
are
just
policies
voting
that
wise.
people say that they're going to come out and do. People have an issue with that. That's what I lean heavily on. If the Democrats would have came out and said, "Hey, this is what we're doing," came out flat out told us, then I'm having a battle. But when they came out and said, "Hey, first thing I want to do is make sure all law enforcement get blanket immunity," that's nuts to me.
And I felt like
What
that
does
was
that
a
sound
tactic,
like?
man.
I agree. It is
I personally
nuts
thought
that
that was a tactic.
Tactic or not, but
Because you didn't know if you were winning the race, so to speak. Kamala was gaining a little steam at that point in time.
But
I just don't see the difference between saying it ahead of time and just doing it, right? Because Biden and then they didn't say, "Hey, we're going to open up the border and do this directly," but that's what they did. 10 million people got across in 4 years, so that there was no one at the border that got stopped. Everyone knew, like, "Hey, America's allowing us to come in," and it wasn't except for a brief time period earlier this year where they closed the border somewhat.
Motherfuckers died. It was on film.
That's because the election was coming up. That's just my opinion. But so they still did it. Now, again, like I said, I really hope that Trump does not do that. Blanket immunity is extremely scary, for, like you said, for everyone. It's not just for any, it's both sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know,
like
so,
for everybody.
So I mean, I definitely don't agree with that. But I don't know. I just feel like I'd lost my point. Never.
So my question to you, and we'll keep it short and simple. What would be a more pressing issue to you? Open borders or blanket immunity for law enforcement?
What do you mean for law? The caveat at the end confuses me.
For law enforcement, blanket.
Okay,
Got you.
Okay,
Goddamn, you looking deep into it.
Yeah. I'm not trying to. Matter of fact, let's not even this. I'm not trying to jam you for nothing. It's not a
Hell no, fuck that. Answer the question. Why is that? Because it doesn't affect you to your day-to-day activities, or you
Because
feel
I feel
like
like it would have a much larger effect on the country in general than the other would. I don't like either one of them.
So you're really
Like
for the country?
Of course. My kids got to grow up here. Hopefully they stay here and they have kids and they grow up here too. And I don't want it to be a fucking piece of shit.
You know how far we're removed from interracial marriage being allowed? I was thinking about that the other day.
How far we're removed from it?
Mm.
What, 30, 40 years, 50 years or some shit?
Now I work with people who went to segregated schools.
Yeah, you probably work with people that fart dust too.
We came a long way though.
No, I mean, yeah.
A lot of people don't think so. I heard someone say the other day, he was like, it's just like back in the 60s. And I was like, God damn.
And you know what?
You're drinking out of fucking...
Who would know better than somebody who lived in the 60s?
I mean, but we can't associate the... Yeah, you can associate whatever you want to. But I'll say this. I've heard a lot of things that's like... I heard Elon Musk say if Kamala wins, there'll be no more elections ever. I've heard people say if Donald Trump wins, he's never going to leave the office because he said that.
Women's rights.
I've heard all type of different stuff. What I say is this. We live in a different time, a different world. Things that feel like they were doesn't necessarily mean they are. But they definitely may have remnants of it. Mm-hmm. So if it needs to be checked, it needs to be checked. Period, point blank then. Doesn't matter right or left. That's what I honestly in my heart of hearts feel.
Yep.
And I think that not trying to take away from our elders or our people that's been our ancestors or whatever, like if an older person saying it feels like this, they're not talking about actions day to day, what they're seeing. They're talking about the underlying thing. Yeah, oh man, this is when the white folks said.
Yeah, the temperature in the room.
Oh man, I remember when they said this, you know, and that's where the part for me that's scary. But I will say this. I don't believe that we'll ever go back to a time where black folks is in slavery or anything like that to the degree where we're.
I see the country. I think these next 4 years will be rough because there's just so much division with hatred of Trump. But I don't see us getting that bad. Definitely not that bad. I see eventually. Maybe I'm just being optimistic, but I would like to see us continue on the growth that we had for a while before like it seemed to stall.
See, like so for me, I'm not gonna lie. There's things when people say certain things, I question. Maybe I don't give a damn about the country that much. But when was everybody just up?
Everybody? Never.
So that
there's never been gonna be that.
I know that everybody's not going to be up because there's people that want to be down.
And the further you go back in history,
you got to have a working class to keep the.
But that working class. So this is the cycle. Your generation starts off as poor.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, y'all come to a working class. That working class makes it to middle class. Middle class makes it to high class. High class makes it to whoever or whatever. And I'm not saying every family's going to make it that
middle
far.
Class stays middle class.
That's not true though.
Not always.
But I'm saying like everybody, some families. There's some families that made it from here, got to here. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying every family's gonna make it there. There's some people that go here and then boom, go right back, boom, boom, because they haven't figured out how to get past this part, or by the time they figure this part out,
how to manage their money,
how to manage their money. Like a dude said, I think I said this on when a baby's born, a weak man makes strong babies because that weak man can't provide for that baby the way he needs to. So you have to be strong to survive.
See, I've always
So now
think
you're
that-
strong, and that strong man makes a weak baby because that strong man provides everything because he don't want his baby to go through what he went through. So he provides everything for him. So all that does is create a weak man. And then that cycle repeats and repeats and repeats.
Yeah.
So a dynasty, there's always going to be a rise and a fall to a dynasty because they're going to get to a point where the person in power, the emperor or whoever, is weak and he doesn't have what it takes.
Spoiled.
Exactly.
And based on civilization history, what is it, 250 years you average?
Yes, that's our country is what, 220, 230 years old or something like that.
I think we're at 246, 247.
So maybe it's time to fall. Maybe it's time.
Close.
I just don't feel like we're back
That's
to
the
the.
conspiracy theory thing. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't believe it won't be the same look, but I think that the effects can be the same.
Yeah, I think that they're
Like
hot.
we'll never see plantation stuff like that. But
No, but because they moved to the jail cell.
that's what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
and he's still out there
The
home.
process is going to be
Not home,
there,
like
but
home, but home with the.
yeah, it is just going to look different.
Yeah,
But we have to have this. This is an engine. This is a component. You got to have these parts to make this part move, and the people at the top have to make sure that all these things are ready to go.
and obviously, the thing that's supposed to be pumping oil to the motherfucking cylinders ain't pumping it. So now your cylinders ain't working, and then your exhaust ain't putting out nothing because you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Just from my point of view, I believe in people call me crazy stuff, but I believe in the process. Like majority of the people voted this person in, I'm gonna respect. Because I have a lot of military background. Like I'm gonna respect the position that it is, no matter who holds it, and then in 4 years we will have the ability to elect a person again. So that's just what's amazing about the process. You might not like this one, you might not like that one, but you have the ability to choose.
Shouts out to my homegirl. She her grandma almost disowned her for saying she was gonna vote for Trump as a joke. She immediately came back with this long ass message about how it used to be and how the white folks used to treat us, and you never grew up like this and never grew up. And that's where it made me realize, like, holy shit. Like they look at people. There's people that look at this whole situation way differently than what I view it as.
Yeah, because their parents fought for the right to vote.
And so so they're looking at
And
it
this
like,
is important.
what?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
choosing. Oh, okay. You're okay. So I mean, hey, teach his own. I'm not gonna say. I'll say the best. I'll say the best person won. The best person that got selected got whatever needs to be getting the votes or whatever.
I think
Either way it go, I would say God bless our country, and I pray that we live how we're supposed to live and get what we're supposed to get. Yeah, it's about to be interesting. It's about to be interesting in the next 4 years for sure.
my biased opinion is, I think the better person of the two won for the future of the country as in terms of, and keep in mind, I am very focused on like the economy and things like that. That's really my big thing. So I work in, an industry where we deal a lot with housing, and basically all these developers and builders are like, we're just waiting. And they're like, if Kamala wins, then we're probably not going to build much. But every single one, they're like, Trump wins, like, get ready to work. So, like, I can tell you, like, guaranteed, like, the economy, I think, is going to change. But either way, that's just my opinion. That was the main reason that I thought Trump would pull it out, is because I think it's just better for the economy, and I think that's the biggest issue.
Yep. Well,
That's a whole other conversation for another day. We'll tackle that.
yeah. I mean, there's plenty more we can touch on. Y'all can jump down in the comments, let us know if there's some other stuff y'all wanted to touch on, or some stuff that y'all feel that we said that was controversial. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Y'all got anything before we get out of here, man?
No, I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah.
And your opinions be controversial? Yeah, I guess. Okay. I guess that's what it is.
Anything anybody says can be controversial. I can say something right now that's crazy.
The funny thing is, like, I don't care if you're mad at me or not about it. It's just how I feel. So.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, man. If everybody just chill out. Just chill.
Yeah, just.
You know what I mean? Just relax. And you can have, just be pro me does not mean anti you.
Yeah, just don't mean you can't go around punching people.
I mean, you can do what you want to do. There's jail
If
cells
you
for
go,
you, and then there's somebody that's going to kick your ass.
Somebody, guess what?
If somebody's going to whoop your ass, I'm going to tell you that right now.
So
UFC fighters are real. That's not a joke. Kevin Hart said that shit, but that is real.
For real.
Those guys walk around and they don't care. They don't care about nothing. Like, you like, oh man, I want to fight. He's like, let's do it.
Let's go.
You have no idea what I'm willing to do.
But if you're a UFC fighter in my arena trying to fight my max player, he getting the punch off on you for my skill to jump in. That's my guy. He's the max player. So I ain't taking your press pass. Just know that he's gonna be allowed to punch you, and as soon as you think you're gonna retaliate,
Exactly.
I got security on.
Oh, he whooped his ass. He's like, hey. But hey man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate you, Corey, coming over, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Shouts out to everybody that voted, man. Shouts out to America. Merc. Shouts out to the red, white, and blue. Yeah, man, this is election time. I wish I could have the dun 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 dun. You know, I don't really. Never mind. But we ain't gonna get into that. But yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all watching, man. BrosTalk. We are out of here. Shouts out to my boy King Dano.
Another session with the bros. BrosTalk. Where the beer's ice cold.